Welcome to Local Business Spotlight, everyone. I'm Troy Thompson. Joining me today is Bruce Dodd from People's Home Equity. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Hey, good to see you.
Okay, now you've been in business in Chattanooga for how long now?
I started our operation in 2009.
And so part of that is being part of the community, correct?
Well, absolutely, absolutely. One of the things I think that people need to keep in mind is a dollar spent locally, Chamber of Commerce is going to tell you gets spent 8 more times locally. And so I think it's super important always to support local businesses. We do that. But I think it's also super important for local businesses to give people a reason to want to do business with them and also be very active in their communities.
Well, I think that's the most important thing because, as you said, giving back $1 into the community not only services that small business, but also it's a tenfold, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. But if you look at it, local businesses support local Little League teams. They support local charitable organizations. They support all kinds of things in your community. And when there's, sometimes we have to make sure that we're protecting our family's resources. We got to make sure we're getting as good of a deal as we can. But often you can do that locally.
I agree with you. Sometimes you get better deals going locally.
Absolutely.
All right. So what are some of the advantages of working with a local lender? We're getting down to business now.
Okay. Well, first of all, when you make an offer on real estate today, you've done the equivalent of entering a beauty contest. And how do you separate yourself from the other pretty qualified contestants? One of the things you can do is use a local lender that the other service providers, realtors are going to be familiar with. Know that if they say we're going to close on May the 24th, we're closing on May the 24th. Know that when we say we can do a deal, we can do a deal. Often for our clients, now I may know the agent that's representing the seller, and they're going to have confidence in the offer that we're putting out there is going to be one that we can actually close.
I agree. Look, we often put questions out to our viewers to ask them what they'd like to ask people like you. So one of them was, if someone has a low credit, what can they do to build it up and prepare to buy a home? It's a good question.
Okay. Well, credit is one of those things that it's sort of like asking a doctor, hey, what vitamin should I take? It kind of depends on your situation. However, a couple things. One is credit cards are a big part of your credit score. Credit scores were developed by the credit card industry back when they wanted to give everyone a credit card. One of the things you can do is to make sure that you owe less on any line of credit that you have than about 30%. Typically, if you can borrow more money, the credit card companies think you can pay loans back. So if you can keep those to less than 30%, that's important. The other thing you can do if you're trying to build credit is one of the things that still works is you can become an authorized user. Let's say mom and dad have a credit card they've had for 10 years. They can make you an authorized user on that account. And when it reports to credit, it looks like you've had it for 10 years.
Oh, that's fantastic. All right. Well, that's actually a really good tip. I didn't think of that. Checking your credit. All right. How do you go about it and why should you?
Well, there's a couple ways you can do it. One is there are all these free sites out there. Credit Karma, those sort of things. Those are out there really to get you to apply for credit cards. And so those are going to be credit card scores. However, if you look to see your credit scores are moving up, they're going to be moving up on other types of credit scores as well. MyFICO, you can go to myfico.com. It's not free. You can go to myfico.com and they'll give you your mortgage score.
Bruce, great information, buddy. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure, my friend.
If you want to find out more information about People's Home Equity, there it all is up on the screen for you. Give Bruce and his team a call and hopefully they'll get you into the home that you've always dreamed of.